Okay, now we've made the grid of text boxes. The next thing to do, move that over a little bit. The next thing to do would be to create a couple of buttons. So I'm going to have a reset button and an enter button over the top of each other. So effectively, when the game ends, the one can hide and the other can show. So that it will feel like the buttons change, but they're actually just layered, and we'll just change which one's showing and which one isn't. So one will reset the game, pick a new word. The other one will enter and move on to the next line of your guesses. So I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to have a box above it that we can use to have some text that displays messages to the user. You know, when they've done something wrong, you know, they've put a number in instead of a letter, whatever we might want to do. So we'll start with the user message bit. So user message. So this section will just be adding that. So we'll do self.userMessage. And that'll equal a Q label, which will have nothing in it for now. So we'll just put space in it. Because we're going to use that obviously to display information as and when needed, but we're still going to put it on there. So self.userMessage, you probably know what's coming now, .set alignment. And then we'll do qt.alignment flag .align center. We'll set the style sheet, what's it called, user message .set style sheet, and we'll have the font size being a bit smaller than the rest, so we'll have it at 16, and then we'll add it. So it's that easy. Grid.add widget, self.user message, and we're going to add it to row 7, column 0, with a row span of 1 and a column span of 7. So it will go underneath our boxes and it will span all the way across our boxes. That's the idea. So it'll sit underneath but above our button, which we're going to add now. So we won't see that, so there's no point in running it unless I just mash stuff in there just to see it working. So you can see we've got our little message here. I might change the font family later because I'm not sure how readable that is, but leave it for now. So let's put that back to a space. So we've got that. Then let's add some buttons. So we'll start with the it doesn't really matter, reset button. So because they're both going to be very similar, so there's a bit of copy and pasting going on here when I've done it. So self.button reset equals a Q push button, which we used in the last game. So we're going to have that saying start again, and we're going to have self.button reset .set style sheet. So this is where we need to be better with CSS, because with buttons they need to look like buttons, but remember we can do the hover and stuff. So to do the hover, we do the star and we do the brackets, and we have stuff inside those brackets, and then we do the star, hover like that, and the brackets again. So we have whatever we want before, when it's not hovering here, when it is hovering, when your mouse is hovering over it here. So we'll have border 2 pixels solid, and we're going to have it being black, and we'll have font weight bold, our font size 20, margin. Now this is the button, so we're going to add a margin on the top or the bottom. Can't remember which order these come in every time. When I was playing around with them, I ended up putting 0, 0, 30, 0. So I can't remember if it's top, bottom, left, right, but I wouldn't have just put it on the left. So that I'm assuming that's top or bottom. For whatever reason, I did that. I only did it yesterday and I forgot already. Color black. So font color's black, outline's black, but then we'll have the background being red. Like that. But then when we hover over it, we'll just change a little bit. So we'll change the background to be darker red. So dark red. Remember, you can do dark, light on each color, and the font color to be white. And remember, it's the American spelling of color. It's caught me out a few times. So what we then need to do is do self.button reset dot clicked dot connect. And then what do we want to do when it's happened? So we straight away, I should probably think about this and put down here, we'll come to them in a minute, but we'll do def button reset clicked. We'll make a new method. We'll do the same for def button, I don't know what we'll call this one, guess clicked. Okay, so we'll connect this to self.button reset clicked. So if they click this button, it's going to run whatever's in this block here, but I've not done it yet. And we need to do add it to the screen, grid.add widget, and then we'll do self.button reset. We're going to add it in row 8, column 2, with a row span of 1 and a column span of 3. So it's going to go across 3 columns, but because it starts on column 2 and it'll miss the column at the end, it should effectively look like it's in the middle. But I'll play with it if it doesn't. And then the key thing here for this one is at the start, we want to hide it because this is resetting our game. So that's making a reset button, which is hidden, so we're not going to see it. If we copy this, and we change this stuff to guess, we need to make a guess button. So there'll be a few changes here, but not loads. So obviously that's going to be guess, not start again. We're going to have 2 pick solid, bold, 20, that's all the same, black. This color here is going to be light green, and it will be changed to dark green when it's hovered. The rest can be the same. And then obviously here is when the button guess click.connect self button guess clicked. So we're linking it to a different method, and that's we're adding button guess as a widget, but we'll add it in the same place, and we don't want to hide this button, so we want this button to appear. So if I run that, we've got a little error. Oh, here, I've not changed this name. It's quite important. Button guess. See, it's downside of copy and pasting. There we go. So we've now got our guess button at the bottom. You can see it's got the hover effect. If I click it, nothing's happening at the minute, but it will do when the stuff within that method that we've made, which is currently empty. So we've got 2 buttons now. They're layered and one's hidden, but we'll swap between them as we're making guesses later. So yeah, we'll do that in the next video.